Ignition sequence start.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
The image is in black and white. It is washed out as if every person that has seen it has taken a tiny piece from this collective memory, making it frail and dim.
I guess you're about the only person around that doesn't have TV coverage of the scene.
As the person in ground control observes, these three men are almost the only ones not experiencing this moment on a TV screen. They are isolated from mankind not only by distance of wardrobe choices, but also by perception. This disconnect, this otherness pervades the action of the men. As they move over the screen, they are slow, translucent. What we're seeing is real, but they have achieved something almost unimaginable. Therefore, they must be ghosts.
Columbia, this is Houston, AOS, over.
As we see the men erect the flag, we notice that it is held upright with a rod to compensate for the lack of wind. This obvious construction, this calculation, beckons the feeling of watching the most expensive advertisement ever made. Suddenly, the race for space has made the transformation from an achievement of the human race and instead become a commercial spectacle along with its own slogan.
There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He's told us not to blow it, 'cause he knows it's all worthwhile. He told me, let the children...
While the superpower plants its flag on the moon, the power of television plants it in millions upon millions of living rooms. Advertisement or not, during the filming of Fitzcarraldo, I would often return to this imagery in my mind. The moon, vast and desolate, millions of miles away from this horrific jungle. No birds, no fornication, no obscene growth or erotic elements, and most importantly, no Klaus.
Schrei ich oder schrei ich nicht? Und du sagst es mir nicht, aber schrei aber nicht. Leg mich doch am Arsch weg. Der Moment ist überhaupt gekommen, wo ich dir in die Fresse haue.
Nein, es ist zu dunkel. Kommt, das geht doch noch. Ach, es geht doch noch.
So while the moon's law is littered with tales of madness and savagery, for me it became a beacon. I watched it to preserve my sanity, much like I imagine the astronauts themselves looked back on Earth to suppress their despair. The promise of darkness, of isolation from humanity. For weeks, these thoughts comforted me during my struggle through the jungle. But though I am a man of emotion, I am also a man of science. On one of my better days, during a break between shots, I stood and watched some of my crew skinning a rabbit. The transformation from a cuddly creature to a haunting beast of blood and gore foreshadowed my change of mood. As I watched them boiling the rabbit, I realized that the vacuum in space would make my blood boil, just like Klaus. The thought of the moon gave me no comfort anymore. I had lost my safe place in space, and like Neil Armstrong, I would never again return. I wept immensely, and as I saw my teardrops meld with the mud at my feet, I came to a horrific conclusion. My own crying was making me an accomplice to the vile ecosystem of the jungle. In a fit of rage, I killed my first parrot.